Yo, it's me, it's the SCOTT. Bit of a different angle now because of the fact that I have to have the door open when I do reviews now. And, just having the darkness of the living room because there's no lights and the blinds are closed. It's just kind of like nothing. So it's going to be a different angle. But we're going back to the Die Hard franchise with Live Free or Die Hard. I remember when this came out back in 2007. I was still living with my mama and at the time, and I saw the advertisements, and I bought the trilogy, and I watched the first one. Then I went to see this. Didn't really know much about it, and I was fine with the PG-13 rating because I wasn't a Die Hard fan of the Die Hard franchise. But looking at it now, having watched all these movies, PG-13 was not the way to go with this film. And thankfully, I watched the unrated version, which keeps his catchphrase, "Guy, motherfucker," there's a intact. And there's a lot of F-bomb stroke through this. I remember I watched the unrated version later because it was the version that I bought on DVD and I didn't realize it. And I said, hey, I called my friend because he went to see it with me. I'm like, hey, when we went to see the movie, did he say the F word a lot? And he goes, no, I don't remember him saying the F word at all. This version says unrated, maybe that's why. And he's like, my version's just the regular one. I'm like, oh. I don't know what to do. But, yeah, the unrated version is the better version. So what's the story? The story is now John McClane is in D.C. for some reason. He's tracking down Matt Farrell, played by Justin Long, who is a hacker. And he's contributed, unknowingly, to this cyber terrorist named Thomas Gabriel, who used to work for the government. And he and his team have set forth this fire sale, which has, taken out all the lights, taken out all the utilities, everything. All the bank stuff, everything is to them because they want to get money from somewhere. And the one thing I notice about this is that a lot of times they're trying to pull a twist of what they're trying to get. Like the first one, and they think that they were terrorists trying to get some prisoners that they were got, but they're really just after a bank, a vault in the basement. In the second one, they were after the prisoner guy, but then there was that twist with the John Amos's character. And the third one, they made you believe that they were just planting bombs to blow up stuff, but really they were after this, the gold reserve. And here, they're after something in this building. I don't know. Woodlawn, I think it's called. I don't know nothing about government or anything, but they're after something that's in their money, I guess. That's what he wants. So, Bruce Willis is in true form. He's older, but he hasn't lost a step as John McClane. He's very much John McClane in this film. Now, I haven't seen A Good Day to Die Hard in some time. So, I'm reserving my judgment for when I review that movie, which will be up next. But this is very much John McClane. He has less hair, but he's no less of a man. We also see his daughter, Lucy, played by Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I like. She's great in this. She's sort of shoehorned into this, but she was already part of the plot at the beginning of the film, so it's not like they just pulled her out of nowhere. She was a part of the story where he was an overprotected father. And they do the same thing they did with her mother in the first one, where she has the name Gennaro. And then by the end, she's like, oh, Lucy McClane. I thought your name was Gennaro. Not anymore. It's the same thing her mom did in the first one. Originality. Hello. As far as the villain goes, Thomas Gabriel, he's better than Colonel Stewart from the second film, but here, he's your stock villain. He's young people to do stuff. He just stands there and folds his arms while other people do stuff. He doesn't really do anything. And that leads to a boring climax where John McClane gets shot, but then he's not dead, and he's just shooting people. There's nothing really exciting going on, much like the Die Hard with a Vengeance climax. There's really nothing going on besides shooting. It's not big. It's not overblown like the first two. It's just there. But there are some decent kills. There's one where where McClane takes a truck and shoves it and runs it into Maggie Q, who's in the elevator, and she dies. And then he literally drives a car into a helicopter. That's pretty cool. We got Kevin Smith has a cameo in here. I love Kevin Smith, and I think it's a perfect role for him in this film. You know, kind of the nerdy geek type guy. Lives in his mom's basement as a character. Perfect. Any negatives that I can think of though, besides the climax? Well, one thing I want to say is, unlike what they did with Indiana Jones, where they made you feel his age, you don't really feel that here. You know, they don't really address his age. It's not like Lethal Weapon with him going, "I'm too old for this shit" the whole time. No, he's older, but he's wiser, and he's trying to save his daughter. And yeah, Cliff Curtis is in this film. I love Cliff Curtis. I think he's a great actor. Yeah, what is there to say? This movie is pretty good. Any other criticisms that I have? Well, PG-13 rating would have been 1, but the unrated version is the way to go if you want to have the full Die Hard experience with this one. And I think it's ironic that people complained about this one being PG-13. They made the next one R, and they complained even more about that film. We'll get to that one, because I haven't seen that one in a while. I've watched it once, and I don't even think I had the sound on for the whole movie, so I have to do it for this time. But yeah, this film, for me, is enjoyable. Especially the unrated version. It's still a Die Hard film. John McClane is still the guy who just so happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Although, you can't say he was sent to get Matt Farrell, but he didn't know he was going to get shot at. He just wanted to grab him, for the government. But, yeah, but why isn't, I want to know why a New York City cop is in D.C. other than to stalk his daughter, and she lives there, even though she should be living in Los Angeles with her mom. I don't know. And I don't know, is she supposed to be an adult here? I don't know the ages, but yeah, the movie's pretty good. I'm going to give it 7 out of 10, because I enjoy the film. I see its flaws, but it's still pretty good. It's better than Die Hard 2. So, what are your thoughts on Live Free or Die Hard? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty. Guy Gabe.